So you're saying the rot starts from the head?
Of course.
Yeah?
Of course, man.
Because I have a lot of teachers that I know that are burnt out in the same way. And like, there's no point reporting shit because we report shit, nothing happens. So it comes...
But there is a way to just, okay, this shit is happening. Shit's always happening, right? Shit's always not in our favour. It just goes on what mindset are you going to take on board? Are you going to be defeated? Or are you just going to... Are you going to add to what you're passionate about and not worry about the X's and O's and just know that I did everything to my best of my ability and where my passion took me, and that is how I want to leave the space. End of story.
You do realise not everyone has passion for anything. Dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, as it hurts me to say it, man, but not everyone's there.
Yeah, probably not.
Not everyone wakes up with that same idea.
Yeah, fair.
Some things are just too hard.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
hard
fair.
basket, and they don't care. And they don't care to. And that's the other thing. They do not care. And that's... It's not a pessimistic view. It's a realistic view because you're going to be let down more often than not. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's why some people are so, oh, you know, when a stranger shows empathy or, you know, helps them out in a situation, it's like, yeah, because not everyone in your immediate circle on the planet, your immediate circle might be set and you might be used to certain expectations and behaviors from a learned environment, but you step out of that and some people can be genuinely nice that you never knew. It's just, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. I mean, I've always looked to branch out and make new friends, new networks.
And we're here right now.
But that's the point.
Right.
Yeah? I mean, you've been talking, dude, for nearly 3 hours straight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, my girlfriend's going to miss dinner.
Too bad. Sorry, mate. More pressing issues at hand.
Yes.
No, but that's the point. You're happy to come on and talk openly about things you're passionate about and la la la.
Yeah, and just not even know sometimes, like, the questions you ask me, I might not even know the answer to.
Yeah, or I don't.
Yeah.
We just pose a question.
Yeah,
so many people ask me, what do you even talk about in your podcast? I'm like, I don't know, whatever.
Whatever.
Depends.
Yeah.
Depends who it is. Depends what the vibe is. Oh, no, man. La, la, la. I'm like, what do you mean, man? Dude, I had a mate of mine lives in Adelaide, and...
Jesus.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
I know. I say that all the time, man. Dude, there's a guy, and he was talking about, who was it? Some public figure, right, that was getting trolled, generally. And he go, it was a rapper. It was Necro, the rapper Necro.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a shockcore rapper from like the 90s. Yeah. And he goes, this dude keeps getting trolled with A, B, and C. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's pretty funny, whatever. And he goes, yeah. I go, I'll do the same. Like, I'll troll him with a comment. And I said, what should I say? And he goes, are you kidding me? I go, why? He goes, dude, I've listened to you do 40-minute rants on your podcast completely alone, and you need me to come up with a couple lines for an Instagram post. I'm like, yeah, but I want to be like in line with the norm.
Yeah.
I'm not coming in uneducated because like I want to learn what the right angle is. You know what I mean?
What's the perspective?
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's not, like I said, it's not being pessimistic. It's just being realistic, man. And I think this is me talking. Yeah, I think you have a really optimistic view on where we are and what people are capable of.
But we have like a duty to somewhat help people come to that stage or help them know that there is, you know what? Fuck it. They don't even got to come to the party. Just let them know that there is a party.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. 1 sec, because this is interesting. Wait a second. Because I'm going to stop you right there and you're going to go deep now. All right. Where does this come from?
In the sense?
This innate belief that people have the capacity to be good, be great. All people.
Because
do you believe all people do?
At birth, yes. But then experiences and role models start skewing that. And then now your choices start becoming a reflection of what you've experienced and you've modeled of at a younger age.
So like, obviously we're products of our environment. We're also products of the choices we make. Whether those choices were made in an educated stance or like, you know, whatever it was. Right? Whether you had all the help in the world or you had no help at all, at some point you made the choices you made to end up where you are, right? Do you think some things are beyond our control? Like I mentioned before about that guy that did everything right till he got to 35, realized he had nothing and then either jumped off a roof or shot everyone up. Do you reckon things are always within our control? The ability for change or, you know.
I do. I really do.
So then.
I really do. I feel like if that person was going down that route, like you explained,
Yeah.
he could have seeked.
Even if you didn't know the help was there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is perfect. So if he didn't know that the help was there, he was not educated enough, right?
Okay.
Or not going to school, but he didn't know what he didn't know.
Education doesn't mean school. Education just means awareness.
Awareness, exactly. Yeah.
So let me ask you the question, because I do this all the time when I have these conversations with the people, right? You take it to the extreme, okay? Go to poverty-ridden third world countries where all they know is either mass poverty, famine, shooting, genocide, whatever. Take a 5-year-old kid that didn't get a chance to do anything. They have no opportunity for change because they don't know anything else. They have nothing within their control to change anything of their outlook.
Fair.
So what do you say to them? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
This is why I don't like all-encompassing worldviews.
So I'm saying, so what are you saying? These guys get to 13, 14 and the environment is upside down. So now what? They don't have a choice to make the right decision?
It's not even about making the right decision. It's about not even having a chance to make a decision. It's made for them.
Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
See, I'm taking it back to what you first started off with 3 hours ago about the journey, our purpose, all that sort of stuff, right? And in your email.
He said purpose, by the way. I didn't say that. that was his quotation.
You know I'm going to go back to the start at some point.
Oh, God.
The purpose and journey of our...
is to serve God.
My point is right, in the email that you did mention the like God, right? I'm not attacking you for it. I'm just curious as to how you got to that space.
Okay.
Because you've said a lot of what you've said tonight has been tinged on that journey, metaphysical, like fate, destiny, not fate, destiny, but, path, whatever, greater good, responsibility. All these are canons that can either be...
Or seeked.
Yeah.
Seeked out of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So...
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah. And I like that you're picking my brain because, what you say about the people that are less fortunate that are in those countries, they don't have a choice. As their day-to-day life, maybe they're not taught and then they get to a certain life where the environment is pushing them into making these choices. Yes, I understand that, but I still believe if someone was able to touch them on the shoulder and speak to them, the thought itself of making a different decision will ponder in their brain. And maybe it's just a seed that's planted for later on.
So we're saying everyone can be intrinsically deprogrammed and reprogrammed
to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
So let's go beyond that then, yeah? Like I said, you the basis of it, you fucked up by writing it in your email and mentioning God. You did fuck up. I love how my mum picked up on it as well. She laughed. She's like, it's going to be one of those. Okay. Oh, yeah, 100%. And like I said, I'm not attacking anyone. I just want to understand your train of thought, because you've been really open and direct and your train of thought is 100% on so many different things, but I want to see how it all ties in with your intrinsic
Can belief. I tell you, before I came to this space in being connected to a higher power, at birth, my mom took me to church every Sunday, I was like, why the fuck are we coming here talking about... I was a conspiracy person at a young age.
So was I, man.
Yeah, it's fucking...
Dude, do you know what my earliest
Why is Jesus white, Mum? It says olive skin,
Middle Earth,
hair like sheep wool. His hair's straight, Mum.
Middle East,
shut up.
40-degree days, you know what I mean?
Communion's coming.
He had no tan, I was in Morocco for 3 days, dude. I was black after I left. I'm Greek.
I'm like, this is so interesting. So, at a young age, I was gone. I, learned everything. And then I went away from Mum and I lost my connection with God. But when that happened, I got lost in life.
You were a sheep led astray.
And not
the Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Amen. God is good all the time, Jones.
I turn around to so many people every time they say something. I'm just like, amen.
I came away in the sense that I was I was taking life for granted. I came overseas, playing basketball, I'm getting to study, they're paying for my education. I did this.
It's a good wicket, yeah.
I did this. then get to senior year and I'm like, fuck, I can't go to class. I'm probably not going to get a big contract to play basketball. I got to pursue this and, you know, lock in, be an adult. And life became even harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like, questions like, why? Where did I go? Like when I was a younger age, just hella, I was still focused, but the focus was different. Like the younger age focus was like, oh, like if you just work hard and this is your passion, you'll get there. And then at the end of my schooling is like, why is this happening to me? Victim, 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 victim. Do you know what I mean? All the bad shit choices I've made with women, partying, all that. Don't think about that. Just why is this happening?
Yeah.
Then I started going to church. I stopped going to mass. I was like, I can't do this whole mass shit. Like whatever you're saying, I can't do. I just want to go sit there and just talk to what I deem as God. And that's what I still do.
Whatever your personal relationship is with.
Yeah. But I just know that there's something bigger than me. Like, you know, like in terms of like, you know, the Big Bang and all this, like, sure, there was evolution and all this happened, but there's no fucking way shit just clashed and now me and Dim are having a fucking podcast and we're picking our brains. Like, it's just...
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Going back to what you said about everything you were achieving, and you said, you know, it's all me, it's all me, it's all me. What did you mean by it's all me? As in just the work that you were doing?
Yeah, like I didn't attribute it to like there was a greater
force sort of
guiding me,
it
helping me make the right decisions, keeping me away from groups that didn't kind of serve what I valued. You know what I mean? But once I stopped doing that, I started going to the shit that I didn't value. You know what I mean? And I started these choices became more of like this.
Yeah, but could it just be that you were valuing something different just based on life experience and what was presented?
That definitely could be.
I'm
definitely could
playing
be.
devil's advocate.
Yeah, of
just
course,
because
of course, definitely could be. But I feel like when, how would I say it? If you have like these certain disciplines within yourself to say, okay, there's something greater than me and below me, which is the other side of God, you know what I mean? Like whatever you deem as low frequency, fucking devil, demon, whatever it is, those thoughts are always gonna be there when you wake up in the morning. You know, do you wake up in the morning and go work out, or do you wake up in the morning and go on Pornhub and pull your dick?
You realize that both are intrinsically just human behavior, as in.
But there's still choices that we can make.
But what's wrong with
serve for the greater good?
Okay, so I'll go out on a limb again and just say, I'm assuming you're going by a theological view of, like, say, Christianity, right? Mm-hmm. Are we? Am I in the...
Yeah, well, I started with a Roman, like my mum was a Roman Catholic, my dad was Islam, but now I'm
That's really weird.
It is
world,
crazy,
man.
crazy. But now I'm starting to read the Quran. That's the crazy thing. Because my dad says, you know, like the Quran is...
It's the perfect book.
He's like, it's been here from then to is now. Like, you can't change shit. Like, the
one thing I'll give the Quran is the fact that, as it's a newer religion, it's never been altered, right? The original Quran.
Yeah.
The only thing that was altered was the interpretation of it in regards to, like, Shia and Sunni imams. And that's something I really want to understand, like the difference between Sunni and Shia, how Sunnis believe that no man could be of divine nature, which is intrinsically all of Islam. Same as Judaism, ironically, two biggest fucking groups that brawl, right? They both believe that Jesus Christ was of not divine nature, as in of God, just a prophet, you know, who said some good shit. Shia came out and made their imams who were intrinsically divine.
I got to ask my dad about this. Like, I just want him to
I'd love to hear it from his mouth.
His concept. I want to
because everyone has their own interpretation, right? And by definition, in Islam, no human man can be of divine nature. But so when imams are created, they are intrinsically granted divinity, which is contradictory, right? Be that as it may, all right, there's that. So I'm just trying to understand where your thought process is. So you're reading the Quran now.
Yeah, but I'm not reading it religiously. I'm just reading, like, it's already hard for me because it's in Arabic, yeah? So, like, now the translation is in English, and I'm just
there's
like...
the first problem.
Yeah.
You take the first Bible, you know, translated from Aramaic and ancient Greek to...
Yeah. They're writing right to left.
Yeah.
And these guys are trying to write the interpretation left to right.
Yeah.
It's like...
Dude, I read text messages I sent 10 years ago. I got no idea what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Mint, bro. What's mint?
Man, that part, you know, when I look back in my high school days of like messages that I used to send, I'm like, what was I thinking?
What was I saying?
Why did somebody throw a cricket ball at my head?
Had to be a cricket ball as well.
You know what I mean? Crack it. Crack it. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
So you're reading interpretations of the Quran.
Yeah, just a little bit. And just, I'm more gravitated to the passages, or even in the Hebrew text when Myron Golden is speaking about it, of just being as pure as you can be within yourself. Like the decisions you make, you know, they're not telling you to go change the world. They're not telling you to go debunk the fucking government. Just to the next person, just be as pure as you can be. So that person might be able to take something away from that and add value to the world.
You know what's interesting, man? I have a deep fascination with like architecture, right? And specifically religious architecture.
Okay, interesting.
So I've been to like the Basilica in Rome. I went to Mass on Sunday in Rome. Yeah.
Wow.
I got angry.
Okay.
Because I'd copped nothing but racism from Italians for like 3 days, and I went to Mass just to see it, and there's ancient Greek writing like all along, passages along the walls. I'm like, you motherfuckers have been bagging me out for 3 days, and you got my fucking writing on the wall? Like, really, man? I cracked it. Dude, I always look out for mosques when I go to Muslim countries, and I'm really disappointed I haven't gone to enough. In Istanbul, I went to the Blue Mosque, I went to the Hagia Sophia, which was a museum at that point. Now it's a mosque again. Love the call for prayer when I hear it, right? It's elevating.
See, Sri Lanka, the same thing. Everyone just gets
Dude,
up.
But Jakarta, 5:30 in the morning.
Boom.
Dude, I was standing in a garden, 30 degrees, and I'm just standing there just looking at it. I'm like, where am I, bro? This is so fucking uplifting.
And it's like, it's moving.
Morocco, man.
Oh.
First time I heard call for prayer in Morocco, man, like 2 months ago, I shivered. Like, this is fucking incredible.
You feel the energy.
Droves are just like running to mosque, churches, man, Germany, like I was in Frankfurt, a lot of nice churches. Even in Melbourne, we've got so many churches that are like 100 years old.
Yeah.
And I can see why these buildings are so well kept, because they were built by people. They gave everything they had. The best tradesmen worked on these buildings that were community based. Yeah. And it's just a staple in time, architecture, all that. But I try to figure out, and you just said it now, right? And it only just clicked to me now why I like these buildings, because I'm not religious.
Oh, tell me.
I'm not religious, bro.
No, I want to tell me why you like it.
I'm not religious, okay? I like reading about religion. I'm really interested in the culture, the influence, where it developed from, all that, yeah? Because whether you like it or not, global history is based around religion, right? The buildings themselves come from a place of serenity. When people go typically into these buildings, they leave it all at the door. Most people, right? As in whatever percentage you want to call it.
Yeah.
Even if you're just playing charades in the face of faith.
Yep.
You're still leaving it. People. You're shutting your mouth and you're just
accepting.
That's it.
Submitting.
And you can feel the energy when you go into any of these buildings. Even if they're long gone and empty, it doesn't matter.
You feel it. Yeah,
there was no animosity in that building, or at least on face value there isn't. Does that make sense?
Yes, 100%.
When I was in Toledo, Toledo is interesting because it's a medieval city that was conquered and occupied by Jews, by Muslims, and by Christians, Roman Catholics. So the whole city's got a lot of influence. There's mosques, there's synagogues, and there's Roman Catholic cathedrals. Really intense. Really lovely city, dude. I loved it. And I went into the main cathedral, the big one. I was in there for 2 hours just doing the tour, like an audio tour.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And I'm taking photos of everything, man. I'm loving the architecture, loving like the history behind everything, all that sort of shit. And this is peak like Inquisition, Crusade shit. You know what I mean? Okay, hectic, man.
That was also an interesting time.
Yeah, but you can feel the energy, right? And that's what I get attached to. That's why I'm not religious in the sense of like, you know, typically what people would call faith or whatever. But I have an interest in it because there is some alkaline sort of what's it called?
Tell me.
I'm trying to think of the words. There's a uniformed sort of.
Is it unity? What are you?
It's like every major religion across the planet has some other things that were created before 1955, right? Leave Scientology at the door. Leave the Latter-day Saints. Joseph Smith was a fraud, right? But I'm saying when you go back in history, there is some uniform consensus across the board. Just people got the message fucking wrong.
Yes. And I feel like at my age, or even maybe your age or my parents' age, we can only decipher to a certain point.
But this is the difference. This is where I get skewed, and you might have something to say on it, right?
Tell me.
Yes, there are uniformed principles behind either deity worship.
Yeah. Who are you?
Whatever it is, right? Even when you go further back into mythology and all that sort of stuff, historically, there's canons. But depending where you were born on the planet, you're going to have different viewpoint. Depending on what time of civilization you were born, you're going to have a different viewpoint. You could have been born in northern Scandinavia during the time of the Vikings. They had the Norse gods, right? Ancient Greece, they had the mythological gods, the ancient gods, all the way up until, mid-century, whatever it is, yeah? The message might be uniform because people have the similar outlook based on similar principles from the beginning of time. Mm-hmm. You had, sun gods in Egypt. They're worshipping the sun because they could see it every fucking day, and it brought them light, warmth, and growth.
Yeah. And energy when you,
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
You extract energy from the sun, right? Yep. It's just a known thing. When people say to me that, there has to be a greater being because all these religions gravitate towards a similar thing, it's like, I don't think it's because of the fact that something else exists that we don't intrinsically see and feel. I think it's because humans and mankind, human beings, need answers. And they need security. And whether they're purpose-driven or not, they need some sort of safety net that they can fall back on things they don't understand. So if you start that process from the beginning of time, when people saw the sun, didn't know what the fuck it was, but knew it gave energy to their...
Trying to find meaning.
They're trying to find some safety blanket, something that...
Be like, okay, when I wake up this morning, I'm getting up for a reason.
The sun's going to be out there and it's going to give my crops light. It's making the
I should get up and...
Yeah, I'm going to worship this fucking thing because it's keeping me safe right now. Warmth is safe. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So you want to talk about learned PTSD? How's that for PTSD? When the sun's not there and we're in storms and cataclysms and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Darkness is scary. We need something to protect us. The sun gods, let's pray. Eventually the sun's going to appear. We were saved. And you can go across every culture across the planet and there you have your patterns. Does that make sense?
Makes clear, yeah.
I think it's because, and I'm only having this revelation now. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've done this trip this year and I saw so many different things.
Right.
But I'm just thinking about it now openly. What if it's because human beings have an innate need to understand,
to belong,
whatever it is? Yeah, dude, belonging comes from religion, like 100%. Dude, do you know how many doors are open for me in Morocco just because I walked in the door and started with salam, my friend, every day.
Salam alaikum.
Yeah,
alaikum salam.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? So
That's
many doors, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So many times, like, I'd be joking around with people in Morocco or Turkey and they'd say something, that was like, oh, maybe this, maybe that. I'd be like, yeah, inshallah. And they start laughing. Like,
yeah.
You're Turkish. No, I'm not, bro. How do you know inshallah? Like, dude,
I'm pulling your leg.
Yeah. It's just language, bro.
Yeah.
I know what it means.
Like, we're belonging.
God willing.
One of us, yeah.
Yeah, but they get it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But that's the point. Like, when you have nothing before social media, where were your congregations?
In your communities.
And your community was formed based on similar ideals. Ancient Greeks, if you spoke Greek, wanted to be taught Greek, even if you were from somewhere else, if you spoke Greek, taught Greek, and fell into the norms, then you were considered Greek. Right. Otherwise, you were a barbarian. So be barbarian or be civilized in the ancient world. And that's my point.
How would we ever find out?
You can't. And that's the point. I'm just saying, and this is a question, like, I'm just thinking now, I'm proposing it to you because...
Okay, shoot.
Well, that's the point. Thinking about that, is it all just learned behavior? Is it all learned behavior because we're looking for something to fall back on because as human beings, we're inquisitive, but we're also scared of things that we don't know beyond. So at some point...
I actually couldn't even tell you right now.
I'm not expecting
my mind is blown. I'd think, like, okay, people could say learned behavior. Then my mom would say, Jesus died on the cross. He came here. We buried him.
So many people died on the cross before Jesus.
Yeah.
And so many people died on crosses after Jesus.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, man. Like, to be honest, with my knowledge and, as I go more and more in depth in religion, it's... My faith doesn't change, but my picture of what it looks like It's almost, actually, I don't have a picture. That's the scary part, you know? Like, sometimes I'm so stuck in my faith that I don't even have what he might even look like, you know what I mean? But I have to grant, as soon as my lights go off,
Yeah.
my inner soul is going to see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's scary, man. That's scary to think. I used to cry when I was a kid, right? That one day I knew that my parents would be gone and I wouldn't have anybody else. Like, I used to cry as a kid. My mom was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "Oh, what about when you die? Like, what am I going to do?" And I haven't thought about that for a while. But last 6 months of the year, I just been thinking, you know, like, you want to do all this traveling. You want to go live here, live there, travel with my missus. And then I think, like, fuck, man, like, what happens when mom and dad leave? Do you know what I mean? That faith, that driving faith where mom says, "Oh, you should just pray to God, pray to God." What about when that leaves? My grandma's gone. Does my faith go as well? Does my...
Okay. See, now you're touching on something else, right? The one thing that human beings fear more than anything is like death, right? Because we don't have.
My dad would tell you different, but yeah. He would tell me, "I don't fear death. I can go now. I've done everything."
Exactly. Right?
I've had a kid and I'm in Australia. What more do I need?
That's a good way to look at it. It means he's lived a fulfilled life in his eyes.
Yeah,
You know? A lot of people would go and say, "I haven't lived a fulfilled life yet. I'm not ready." Right? There's things that they want to do. Ultimately, that's the thing. The one thing that we don't know is what happens to us after we die. Well, we didn't. Again, creating that safety, that idea of this is what happens. Whatever your idea of afterlife is, depending on what major religion you're part of, this is what happens when you die. So just pray, be a good person, and you'll go to whatever it is. Yeah? And that's the thing. Once our like intrinsically, we're all part of that cycle of reproduction. You said it yourself. Human beings are here to reproduce. That's a cycle. At one point, it's going to end and then kick back around. Yeah? You're taking it to another plane after that. Then you're talking about reincarnation. You're talking about...
Oh, man.
You know, that's a whole different rabbit hole.
That is...
And we're not going to go into it because it'll be here forever.
Please.
But the point is you've spent all night talking about PTSD, learned behaviour, and journey or whatever. Could religion not be
learned behaviour?
A learned behaviour.
Crazy,
based on fear of the unknown, fear of change, fear of anything. Like the kid that, doesn't want to change his...
And you know what? Like, you know what rushes to my head when you bring this question up?
Yeah.
With all the stories that are in the Bible. You know what I mean? And then I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
These guys were probably smoking salvia.
Could be anything.
Do you know what I mean? Taking
200 milligrams is the dose. Bad, man.
You know, and...
Salvia.
Oh, man.
But that's what I'm saying. For me, that's a conversation that I'm happy to have with anyone who wants to discuss it.
You know what? I'm going to bring that up with my parents.
Yeah.
I'm going to have both from both because my mom.
Your old man will turn around, but you're talking to him. He's crazy.
Yeah. No. Because he's pretty open-minded compared to my mom. You know, my mom would probably say that.
Yeah.
But I do want to ponder this question. You're probably dropping the mic here on the podcast as well. You know what I mean? This might be the topic that ends it, but. Yeah, man, that's very interesting to think. Like, I've definitely pondered the thought before, but I think even within itself that I've been too scared to even go down that rabbit hole. Maybe unconsciously. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that seems a bit woo. Faith is here. You know, look at everything God's done for you, and you know, like it's But I don't know, man. Like coming back to what I was saying before, where I lost my faith in serving a higher purpose, to starting with it, losing it, and coming back to it. It's a feeling that's kind of felt, and I just can't describe what it is. You know what I mean? When I feel like there's a faith, or I feel like there's something that I'm serving that's greater than me. You know, something I learned from Myron. He was saying that the purpose. Like everyone's trying to figure out, what's your purpose and this, that. And he says, it's in the text, in the old literature text where it says, if you're in service, if you are yielded to God or yielded to a higher purpose, whatever your purpose you might think it is, or what he has planned, or whatever it is in your lifetime, will always be yielded to you because you are yielded to the higher purpose. And now your assignment while you're here will be, whatever it is, will be yielded to you. You know, and just having that understanding in the last couple months, last couple year, I've been like, okay, in a sense, I don't know what he looks like. I don't know he's not white. I don't know he's black. I don't know he's purple, whatever it is. But just knowing, okay, if I can serve the next person to the best of my ability, so that person might positively impact the society we live in, I'm weirdly becoming content with that. You know, and with my younger days, it'd be like, fuck, I want this big house. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want it. I want that G-Wagon. Like, but I couldn't care less even if I didn't get it. You know what I mean?
They're now byproducts of the work you do, not necessarily the goal of the work you do.
Yeah. Like, you know, my girlfriend's like, oh, you still want that car? Yeah, sure I do, man. Yeah.
But it's not the goal.
It's just going to be a byproduct of what I choose. My passion's going to, you know.
So, having said that.
I'm already not, but yeah.
No, having said that, right? So then what's the adverse effect of not yielding to the higher power?
You're a tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed?
Yeah. Tumbleweed, dude. You're not,
so,
how do I even say this?
No, I get it. Like, you're literally just an NPC. You're not,
Yeah, you're CPU, bro.
So then the question is then so many major figureheads, especially in the 20th century, 19th century, so many figureheads were, so many leading figures in STEM, in all that sort of shit, were either agnostic or atheist that have made the biggest changes to society, quality of life, all that sort of stuff.
Where does that knowledge you think comes from?
So you're saying you're blessed with that?
No, you're not blessed, but you're somewhat guided to finding what your hypothesis was at the beginning. You know, he doesn't just fucking walk and he kicks a stone and he's like, oh shit, there's the answer. Like, a certain level of passion drove that person into coming to that conclusion. And what stopped that passion from hitting a road bump or going another way?
So if you ask that question again, right, and it's like, what if these people were completely agnostic? What if, let's say, there is no higher power and all that passion, that drive, energy, innovative thought, independent thinking, critical thinking, all that, right, that created these movements, that was completely from within.
Yeah,
is there anything wrong with that?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I didn't say there was.
No,
nothing
that's
at all.
What I'm asking.
But in saying that, they're weirdly at the frequency of somebody that does believe in a higher power, because they're being, even if they might not believe that there is a higher power or after death there's nothing else, they still choose to these people you were talking about, right, that have moved civilization forward and moved society forward. They've been a certain level of purity in their passion to help the next generation or help civilization. So there's still that factor of they did their neighbor right, you know what I mean? Or by almost, okay, how can I help whatever whoever you're talking about or whoever moves society forward or moves civilization forward.
So our conception of God then would start from, in your eyes, from when? Of what's good and what's bad?
Yeah. Or like how to serve the person next to you.
Okay.
Or how to best serve the person
Let me
next
ask
to
you a question, man. And this isn't a gotcha. This isn't like a mic drop. But let me ask you a question. How does this tie in? Every child that was raped by a priest within the Catholic Church for the last 50 years, that was systematically moved, rather than be brought forward to, and this is known within the community.
Yeah,
so
obviously, I'm also not educated.
No. I'm telling you, like, it all started with Spotlight in the late 90s, when they uncovered in Boston the systematic abuse within the Catholic Church, and Boston's big Roman Catholic community. Yeah, so it was like, you didn't talk about it. It was just taboo. It just kept going. Payments were made from within the church to cover victims up. But these priests were systematically moved around for decades so they could just keep reoffending. So they'd be taken off the books for a bit, put back on, taken.
Crazy.
Right, rerouted. And this problem went through the Roman Catholic Church all the way through to Australia, up to the Vatican, right? George Pell, he's the guy, he was the Archbishop here in Australia, and he died this year. He was literally taken to prison. Right? He had one of the highest, most powerful jobs within the Vatican Church. He actually went to jail, right? And then was brought back out, and he died. This is the thing. We're talking about God's men. God's foot soldiers were systematically protected within the church.
Yeah, but these guys, like, this is what I was saying, man. Like, it's how I don't idolize these people, or not even me. Like, I don't think these people are representations of the purity.
What are the repercussions for these people? That's what I'm trying to say. If these are God-selected people, right?
We're saying they're God-selected people.
But that's my point.
But we shouldn't be.
But then you would still be falling into canonical, like, some sort of...
Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't say, like, that person is a certain
agree.
level. Like,
dude, my old man, right, never kissed a priest's hand in his life.
Whoa. Why would he be doing that anyway?
Because Greeks do that. They bow or kiss the hand of a priest, yeah? Traditionally.
Really?
I've never done it.
That's scary.
I think I did it once as a kid because I was at Greek school and everyone did it. My old man told me he'd never done it. He shook a priest's hand and his mother was horrified.
Being indicted.
Yeah, and my old man was like, what am I shake his hand for? He already took my money. Like, what's the difference? And I saw that, I'm like, yeah, he's just a man in a fucking robe who's got as many fallacies as anyone else. Yeah? I don't believe it, but I'm just saying, if these are God-selected people, then where's God's representation on earth?
On that topic, how do we know they're God-selected?
Because they were elevated to that status because of PTSD and a learned behaviour. We're talking about organised religion here.
Yeah. In that way, they probably didn't do a good vetting process. Probably could have come through an NDIS plan and got a psych eval on that one.
Yeah.
But
no, but that's what I'm saying, dude.
We don't have enough. We're very the vetting process is.
What I'm saying, this is what I'm getting at, right? We're very quick to praise an almighty power on when things go right. When things go wrong, it's always our fault. Yeah? Mm. It's like we went wrong. Well, no, we didn't. Not everyone could have gone wrong. A 5-year-old kid that got touched up by a priest or got shot in the street by some random. They didn't have a chance to do anything wrong.
Right.
So whose fault is it? Oh, it was something, that's what I'm saying. We're quick to praise a higher power for everything, every blessing, the traffic lights went right.
Yeah, whatever.
Shit, my grandfather died of cancer.
Right.
He went to church his entire life. What did he do wrong? Oh, it was something intrinsically historical. Right. What are you talking about, man? That's benevolent as fuck. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm asking you. That's why I asked you the question. Could it just be that this is a safety net that society has developed over years?
Could be.
Different faces, different capacities, purely to explain things that we're unaware of and to create that safety net. And essentially driven by different, like, dude.
What would happen if the safety net was removed?
The idea of
anything higher purpose. If we were told, if something came up and said, you know what, you're just here to exist. Fuck, eat shit, and repeat and reproduce.
Which people have continuously done forever.
Yeah, tumbleweed.
Exactly. We're going to exist well beyond the life expectancy of this planet. As in, we're going to not exist, sorry. The life expectancy, this planet's going to outlive humanity 100%.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude. 100%.
Wow. You think we'll fuck ourselves harder than what
we already are, man.
Right.
Every day we wake up and the existential threat of like nuclear war is just hanging in the balance. You got imams in Iran and you got...
Where did I hear this? Oh, fuck, I might be misquoting. Oh, God, no one crucify me for this. But...
Pardon the pun.
But yeah, sorry. in I think Hindu culture, there's a part of like civilization. It's like the last 400,000 years.
Okay.
It's called Kali Yuga.
Isn't it about the planes of existence?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
scary we're having these conversations.
Yeah.
We've got too much time on our hands.
Yeah, I know.
Can't we just talk about like real reality shows or something? Do you know what I mean?
Fuck, even more programming.
I heard Harden went to a new team. Do something.
Fuck, fuck,
it's fucking Sunday night. I want to be decompressing.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, and they say like this last 400,000 years is like the end of this civilization now, right? And they say like shit like what you're saying. Governments or hierarchies are going to start fucking pointing the gun and it's going to be advanced it's got to be advanced warfare. I don't know how. I don't know how they fucking articulate
drones and fucking
whatever it is, And then they start mentioning this is ancient text, right? Gender gets weird. How the fuck did you know gender was going to get weird?
Yeah.
Because it's happened before.
Yeah, it has.
It has happened
Yeah,
before.
one of the boys on this podcast had said it. Anytime you go through society's downfall, it's always when gender roles start getting warped and there's a shift in cultural perception.
Right.
And that's when people just fall on their own swords. And
I wonder when the
reset.
last time was.
I can't remember. I don't know.
Because I remember watching that 300 Sparta movie, and I see the Persian guy, and I was like, "Fuck, you can't
Xerxes.
really, you can't really tell what he is." Do you know what I mean? You can't really tell what he is. Oh
Yeah.
man! So
It was like androgynous as shit, but he was still feminine and
yeah, like he had his eyebrows peaked, like like my girlfriends and shit, like piercings here. I'm like, "Fuck," and he's 6'6". What kind of shit is this? This is a fucking gender
me, Leonidas. Dude,
gender blurred avatar.
I know. Look, it's a conversation that has gone on since the beginning of time, but there are people that are too scared to have that conversation, even just to kick it around and just say, "Hey,
Hey man, like let's just talk about it because we've repeatedly kept fucking our existence up. We might want to make a change. We might want to meet the guys that are 10,000 light years away that are flying.
That's the whole point, man.
Why can't we meet them?
You look at, and that's when you look at fundamentalism throughout history. It never ends well, man. Do you know what I mean? It ends in mass genocide and looting and rape.
I think I need to be more educated on history also.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I need to go down, and I think a lot of my answers might start becoming
Your questions might start becoming answers.
that part, but also like I might get a bit more understanding of like all my naive, like being naive might, dissipate as I'm learning history because I'm like, oh, like this is cool, but this actually hasn't worked since start.
Dude,
since Adam and Eve fucking ate from that fucking tree. What the fuck did you eat from that tree?
It makes no sense. Dude, but that's the point. Yeah, like I like history. Like my old man was big on history and all that sort of stuff. So I'd spend a lot of time reading about history, culture, society, all that sort of shit. And ultimately, there are more questions than answers. And I'm not convinced that the answers presented are the answers. Period.
Yeah,
does it make sense?
Yeah, I do, and I it's very it's contradicting to me saying that I've come closer to God as well. But those questions haunt me. Like those are the questions that drove me away.
And that's the point.
I'm fucking back here.
We don't have any answers yet. The question is always unfounded, and it's always like, oh, I just believe. It's like, dude.
Oh, that's so scary, dude.
I want to know.
That's so scary.
I just want to know.
That's so scary.
Because
my best friend's dad, he's a physics teacher. He's a high school teacher, right? He's Tanzanian. He goes, afterlife? What do you mean? It's like when you die, it's it. Like a television. Turn it off, dead.
White noise at 3 a.m.
And his son, his two sons probably believe differently or happy medium or whatnot, but it's crazy that when he tells me that, he's an educated teacher that tutors VCE. Yeah. He's convicted. He is like, if you think otherwise, you're delirious. What are you smoking? You must probably stop smoking.
Well, dude, think about it, right? And like I said, I'm not preaching, but it's just the question. It's the proposal. Yeah, the hypothetical proposal. I mean, faith is the suspension of what's it called? Critical thinking.
Okay.
In context.
Okay.
To have faith is the suspension of critical thinking. I can't think logically about this. I just have to believe.
Yes.
I have to feel.
Yes.
Goes against everything we base society on. Your job is about observing.
Yeah.
And reporting.
It's based on
analysis.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so you want me to just...
On our analysis that we've created, the structures we've created.
Psychology is all based on human analysis.
Oh, man.
Human analysis alone.
Don't go down that one.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm putting all my faith... A man can get convicted in court based on the psychoanalytical report written by another human being.
Yeah.
Full faith.
Yeah.
That this is what it is.
Yeah.
This person goes to the chair, this person goes to prison, or they get released. Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. It's based on this person's understanding and experience and
their assessment. Johnny Depp got out of jail because a woman came in and said, no, he's fine. She's a nutbag. Do you know what I mean? But we all saw Amber Heard losing her shit on the stand and lying and acting. We heard the tapes of...
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Fuck, he's a wild one.
I didn't attack you. I pushed you or punched you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He got his... Because it was all on tape. Yeah. But we wouldn't go in there just on faith.
Right.
That's why And my problem is, man, and I've said this before, when you base every decision you make on that higher factor power, but we're suspending critical thinking, then does that make sense?
We don't have to suspend critical thinking, but when there's answers that first of all, we don't have to have the answers for everything. Second of all,
we're people, we do. Because, do you know why? Because we created books that gave us the answers to everything. The Quran is literally a go-to. If you ask any devout Muslim, the Quran is the answer to every problem in modern day life.
My dad will tell you. He's like, oh.
Like, yeah. Here's the parable. I'm like, hang on, man.
It's like the obvious answer, yeah. It's like, what have you been doing this whole time? What have you been doing, bro? You have all these materials. Just read this. Tell you this.
This will give you the answer.
I've been telling you this since you were a kid. Fucking listen.
Yeah, standard. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, human beings need that comfort. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We need to feel safe. If we didn't know. Okay, when we thought the Earth was flat, there were monsters at the edge of the Earth, and that's where the universe ended. At the edge of the Earth, there were monsters at the edge of the Earth. So we prayed and created gods to protect us.
What about if those monsters were the people we became over time, and then we started praying?
Are you a flat earther? Wow.
No, I'm not.
Sure you're not.
No, I'm not. It definitely looks round from down here.
Yeah, you studied it. Definitely just... That looks kind of curved.
I was at a New Year's party a couple of years ago, and the security guard to this house party was telling me, he's like, here, this is my YouTube channel. He's like, bro, why do you think rockets go up and they come down? I said, I'm a bit tipsy. I'm like,
I've seen those videos.
Oh, fuck, my brain, man. My brain. Because out of our curiosity.
Yeah.
You want to hear them out. Yeah.
I want to hear it.
I want to hear it. Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me. I got time.
Yeah.
Right? I got time.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you. Relax.
Tell me. Why do the rockets go up and come down? Obviously, they hit something and come down. Huh? What do you mean? They ran out of gas.
Yeah.
They ran out of shit to push them keep going up.
Why do rockets keep going up? Better engines, more money.
But eventually it just hits the side of the wall. Whoa.
Yeah.
I do not want to be down that rabbit hole.
I asked one of them once, I said, so hang on, are all planets flat? What do you mean? I'm like, is it just Earth that's a half dome, or is it the whole planet? And they're just staring. I'm like, all right, dude, let's just not have this conversation. Come back to me.
We are the universe.
Yeah, I am the universe. You're in the Matrix. This is all bullshit. It's crazy.
Let me align your chakras.
Incense and what's the one they burn? They always burn that.
Sage.
I
burn that one.
Of course you do.
I have to. Just
really.
Yeah, even in our church. It's palms. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mum burns palms. But yeah, just sage in terms of just it doesn't even have to be sage. Just something that you feel like or you've put value into that cleanses the air. It could even be the fucking Egyptian musk fucking incense you're burning. You know what I mean? Or
vanilla musk is the best incense. I love it.
Or the white sage. You know what I mean? Whatever.
You know what vanilla musk is?
It's
an aphrodisiac.
Really?
Yeah, vanilla.
Wow.
It was used by ancient Greeks, Egyptians as an aphrodisiac. Vanilla.
Greeks.
Oh, dude, they had their shit aligned, man.
Vanilla has good cakes.
Dude, think about it. Every Greek god had a backstory of philandering.
Oh man, I love the Greek mythology,
gratuitous sex, violence, all. Dude,
kind of broke my heart when people started telling me that the men in 300 Sparta were fucking themselves. That actually broke my heart.
Calm down, man.
Yeah,
we're talking about the army here. Okay?
That broke my heart. I don't know how far that's true, but that really broke my heart when they went to fight the Persian warlord. It's like, fuck.
Well, the 300 did exist. And they did that. Thermopylae, that was a famous battle. The site's still there.
Right.
The battle itself happened. 300, the movie, was based on a graphic novel. So there were,
there's elaborations.
There's fictional leeway.
Right.
But the story itself did exist.
Oh, I agree. But the other part, I was like, fuck, you didn't have to ruin it for me. That shit I probably didn't need to hear. And if it's your opinion, probably still didn't need to fucking hear it.
Some of it's rooted in truth. Some of it's not. They say that, I'll give you an idea, the word gymnasium, right? Comes from the word gymnastirio, okay? Gymnastirio means exercise place, but the word gymnastirio, the word itself, right, when you break it down, gymno means nude man. The reason why it means nude man is because the only people in ancient Greece at that time the only people that could work out and compete in the Olympics and stuff were men. So when women were caught in those settings, the answer was, well, if we did it nude, we'd be able to tell the men from the women immediately. Does that make sense?
Wow.
So the word gymnasium literally means nude, like workout space.
Fuck, I want to try that.
No, I'm serious.
I want to try that in the gym.
Yeah, but dude, we're talking about like women only had the right to vote in this country in like the 40s or whenever it was, the 30s. Do you know what I mean? So you go back 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years, what do you expect? Women's lib, do you know what I mean? Influences, like, it didn't exist.
Oh, no, don't. Oh, God.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Different times, man.
Different times, scary.
Context is missing from a lot. So, and I give context like I said, the PTSD, the learnt environment, the learnt behavior, the learnt thing, especially with religion and stuff. Context of the times, man. When you don't have answers, you create answers.
Yeah, that's scary.
Either out of unity, necessity, whatever it is. Context of the times. But I find it harder in 2023 to all that. We can discuss that on another time. I'm just making a point.
No, I know.
Anyway, I was going to say, dude, it's fucking 10.
All right.
You're on 4 hours.
Oh, man.
That's a good session.
That's a great session. Fuck. Sorry to keep you.
Yeah, I don't think this is your last time here, bro. I'll tell you that now. You have to come back.
I will come back.
You've opened up a lot of can of worms. I'm sure we're going to hear about.
And we should definitely have like an older person that's on your side also, you know, to bounce off as well. I think that's good. Obviously, you're there, but someone that's Sweden. Do you know what I mean?
Bring whoever you want, man.
Oh, fuck. That's a...
Bring one of your mates. I don't care.
No. It's not good.
But that's the point. Dude.
Bring my dad, maybe. That'd be a good one.
It's harder and harder to find people to have open discussions like this. Yeah?
Right.
It's legit. When I asked you, come on, you didn't hesitate. You're like, done.
My girlfriend almost made me hesitate. Don't be going and saying fucking misogynistic shit out there.
Why?
Oh, she just thinks I'm just this fucking...
So why's she with you?
Oh, just a question I asked her. She's a great person, man, but she just, she's just funny sometimes. I mean, sometimes I do say out of shit that might be sexist or fucking, you know, on the male side, you know, with the Matildas and shit. You know, the other day I said, we caught up late when I got in the studio and talking about what conversation goes that long? Oh, but I was fucking it. I was blaze. I probably shouldn't have said that. I was like, just demasculation of men. I was like, oh, fuck.
There's the Andrew Tate. You're automatically Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
That part.
What did you say? I hope you didn't say anything live against women. I was like, here we go.
Nah, man. It's not about that.
It's not about that. No, it's not. And you know what? She has actually great opinions as well.
Bring her on.
No. She'll be like, OT, you know? She's like, not good. Yeah. But yeah, bro, thanks for having me.
No, man.
I would love to be on here again with...
Dude, bring it.
Yeah, we should definitely keep this rolling, and I feel like we've opened up a space where it's a safe environment to speak about things that maybe we're not even educated on, or even...
It's not, but dude, this is the thing. You and I live and breathe. We're part of the society we're around.
Yeah.
We're actively...
part of the matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your brain is switched on to what's around you. It's not like you're doing that 9 to 5 grind and going home and just drinking yourself to sleep.
Yeah.
If our opinions... Okay. It's, I don't care if 2 people hear this. I don't care if 5 people hear it. I don't care if 50 people hear it. I don't care if 100. Conversation I'm going to walk away with, and I'm going to re-listen to this, obviously, because I've got to edit it.
Yeah.
And I'll continue to listen to this. If it opens any critical thinking point of view in my head and starts getting me to question things that I think are right or wrong,
right.
then that's the day done, man.
Yeah, exactly. And even for you, what you're asking you about religion is this all learnt behaviour. Fuck.
I didn't mean to go there.
But you went there.
Now you're
going to pick my fucking brain for the next time I come on here. Right? And now I'm going to question my mum, question my dad. We're going to get to fucking civil arguments. You know what I mean? And now we're back on this train of...
But that's the point, bro. It all started because you had that email. I sent it to my mum. She laughed and it was there, right? And then just you're talking about trained behavior and PTSD and all this. And it's like, hang on. This only came to me now.
Right.
I walk away from tonight and I think to myself, hey, I know now why I like religious buildings. Other than the architecture itself, which is grand, I now know why I like that serene environment because I never have it.
Yeah.
And B, I now have another thought is into organized religion, high belief structure. Where does it come from? Maybe it's this. Something to do my head in for the next 6 months.
Yeah, I know. And it's like I don't know, going off topic and we're ending, but you know how we said sometimes we can't see the doors that we're supposed to open like in the future.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just have to open this one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then wherever that leads. But we know that we actually have to walk through this. I have to walk through this mental thought of, hey, is it lights off? It's not going to be fucking lights off. I'll tell you that when I die. I'm going somewhere. I'll tell you that, dude.
I'm creating something.
I'm going. I want to sit next to him and I'm going to roll one, all right?
Dude, you're not wrong about the opening doors thing. Any self-work, any self-reflection is about opening doors and becoming honest with things.
Right.
And a lot of my self-reflection was hard to go through because it's like...
And it's got to continue to be hard.
Yeah, and I've got to face... you get emotional about it. It's like, shit, I'm going back to a place where it was hard.
Yeah.
I was in pain. Let's relive through trauma
right.
until you get to the end of it.
Right.
You're never going to get to the end of it.
Yeah. No. You're never going to get to the end of it. I think you asked that question before, right? Like, do we go through all our generation trauma?
No.
No.
There's so much unpacking.
There's shit that we don't even know what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. 100%. But anyway. I don't want to keep you anymore, but I'm just saying.
We're good.
Dude, thanks for coming in, man.
Bro, thanks for having me.
Hold up.